Hey guys, I'm going to be doing another commentary in this video. It's again from the jungling perspective, my favorite role. This one's a little bit different though. I'm playing Shaco, normal fives game, so it's mostly just for fun. But we got paired with a few high elo players, and I actually thought it would be a good game to show you guys how fun and awesome Shaco can be. He's pretty underutilized. A lot of people think that he's a weak character, but he's really good, especially in solo queue. He plays really differently than most junglers though. So I'm just going to kind of show you how I like to play Shaco. This is actually my first game with him for 2 months or so. He used to be one of my mains a really, really long time ago, and he's a blast. He's definitely my favorite character in the game, just because he's so fun to play. He's interactive, one of the most active play styles. He's really high risk, high reward, one of those champions, but I think he's a blast to play. Yeah, I don't know why people don't really pick him in solo queue. I guess it's because he's kind of weak in a lot of respects. He can't really carry a game too hard, especially if you have a bunch of lanes that are not doing well. He can't be like Nocturne, where late game he can just initiate a team fight and still get out alive. He's going to die if he goes to initiate a team fight. So that kind of lends to his unique playstyle, which I'll talk about a little bit later. He doesn't really team fight. He's more of a cleanup, kind of like a Kali. But anyways... So I'm playing with my friends right now, so it's a little bit unconventional. We're having some odd lanes, but it's going to be fun. I also don't really have a set jungle route for Shaco. This game, I know their jungler is Amumu. Amumu is, he kind of begs to be counter jungled whenever you pick him. He's so sad and lonely. But Shaco's really, really strong with counter jungling. He's probably the best character to do it, just because of his escape mechanism and his ability to do jungle mobs super fast with the Jack in the Boxes. So you can see I don't even have to use Smite on blue if I get some good damage on it. Obviously I could use it, but I kind of want to save it because my plan right now is to go steal Amumu's red right there. So I get level 2 when I take Deceive, just because if I want to, I can hop over this wall. I just need it, if I'm going to counter jungle, I need to take Deceive second, because I need to be able to get out. So right here, I actually see that my friend on Maokai just hit level 2, and any lane that has a bunch of CC, you're going to be able to gank really easily. So the Ezreal makes kind of a weird play. He flashes backwards when he could have just flashed into the tower. So he's living up to his name there. He's quite the troll. Anyways, he gives my friend first blood, and when you have a weak solo lane like an AD carry, I mean AD carries can be played as strong solo lanes, but against a character like Maokai, if you give them any advantage, it's gonna be bad. So anyways, here I make a mistake. I'm like, oh, I just killed Ezreal. Let me go try and take Amumu's red. So I start setting up, I put a jib, and then I wait. And what I should have done is I should have, instead of going into this bush, I should have gone up to here, or down to his wraiths. And then I make a really stupid mistake, and I'm like, oh, I can solo Amumu. And he just destroys me in Tantrum, because Shaco's really weak. He's just really, really squishy, and that was my mistake. So I give Ezreal blue buff, which is bad. Really bad, actually. Ezreal with blue buff is hella annoying in lane. Anyways, I kind of suck it up, and I go to red buff. Decide to take that. He's like I said, even without razors, he clears stuff incredibly fast. And he's pretty... Once you get Wriggles, I mean, everybody's really sustainable in jungle once you get Wriggles, but especially Shaco, just because of his Deceive, it procs the lifesteal, so you can use that if you ever get low. Anyways, I noticed that my bottom lane's not doing so hot, so I decided to head down here and help him out. Whenever the lane is pushed like this, an excellent strategy is to kind of duck into these bushes back here, especially if you know they're going to push, like Maokai and Caitlyn. So the Maokai right here, or Malphite, he pops his head into the bush, and I get a really lucky crit, and we end up killing him. So after I get a kill like that, just push the lane, especially when there's 3 of you here. Caitlyn can't defend against that, and she's kind of low anyways, so another good idea is when you're pushing the lane like this, put as much damage and pressure on this character as you can. Try and force them to go back, because then that gives this lane an even bigger advantage. So I feel like my job is done. I pushed the tower, we got some nice damage on it, and I assume the Caitlyn's going to have to go back. So at first I kind of hang around to see if she's going to continue pushing, and then I'm like, no, she's just going to be at her tower too long. So don't waste too much time in one spot if you feel like it's not going to be worth it. But anyways, I start to go towards my race, and then I see that this Maokai is getting super aggressive, and I know they still don't have this warded. So I head back here thinking that they're going to stop being aggressive and I can just deceive over this, but then I see them still out here. So I head down here, and it's really good because they end up destroying my friend there, and then I end up picking up a double. Malphite, sorry. Malphite ends up taking 2 tower hits and dies to red buff. Shaco's really powerful with red buff early on, just because he's kind of weird. He does a lot of burst with his deceive, his 2 shiv, and then he's got the Jack in the Box that if you can position it correctly will just wreck people in lanes. So, anyways, like always, farm the lane if you gank well. So I go back, I finish my Wriggles, and here I purchase a Vision Ward. I'm really far ahead at this point. I'm 2-1 and 2. And the Ezreal here is pretty silly. I think he thought he could get out, and my friend got a nice snare off, so. Anyways, the Vision Ward, like I was saying, is for Dragon, because I know I'm far ahead, and I just hit 6, so I've got my ultimate, and I have Wriggles Lantern, which means I'm going to be able to solo Dragon really easily. So right here, like I said, put damage on the lane if you can. Try and force them to go back to give your laner an advantage when they come. But don't ever overextend and get yourself killed, because a dead jungler is pretty bad, because you can't put out any presence. Whenever a jungler is dead, it lets the other lanes play more aggressively. Just know that if you're a jungler and you die, and you're against competent people, they'll know they can play aggressively for a little bit. So here I kind of derp, and I'm like, oh, I can kill the Kassadin. And he rift walks away, and for some reason I flash in when I'm slowed. So that was stupid. And now I'm too low to do my original plan of Dragon, so I go in the jungle, try and heal up off creeps. Like I said, Shaco heals a ton because of his passive. If you can start hitting things in the back, that's another thing. Whenever you're playing Shaco, put your jibs behind things like this. Sometimes it'll fear onto them and aggro them, and you can just get your passive off a bunch. Speed this up. Decide to go for the Kassadin. Actually, no, I don't. My friend just gets really low, and I have to cover his lane. One other thing that's fun with Shaco is his jibs. They're my favorite skill in the game. They're little mini wards. You can put them in the lanes like this. If your lane's having trouble, make a little minefield of them so that if they get tower dove or the other laner gets too aggressive and forgets they're there, they're gonna pay for it. So if the Kassadin tries to flash anywhere over here and put some harass on now for the next 90 seconds, he's gonna get punished for it because the fear is gonna let him land some damage. Anyways, this is kind of weird. They're having this Ezreal roam around, and they decide to tower dive, and I kill the Ezreal. I mean, he's being silly this game, but anyways, both of my lane mates down here died, so I go to cover the tower. You don't ever want to let them have a free tower. You want to put up some resistance. Obviously, I'm playing super passive because I have low health. And you can see there, Shaco's ult is used for the extra damage, but more often I actually use it to kind of drop aggro and dodge skill shots and stuff. Not skill shots, but targeted abilities too. And you can see right there that Caitlyn was trying to ult me, and just use it. It's got a low cooldown. It's a really awesome skill. Use it whenever you can. Sometimes you'll get lucky like that, and you'll dodge a Caitlyn ultimate that would have killed you probably. So, anyways, too low to do Dragon. I'm just warding it right now. I don't use my pink ward yet because I know that I don't have it warded. Because this game I'm actually on Skype with my friends, and I can ask them if they've seen anybody go warded. I can check inventories and see that Malphite only has 1 ward, so he probably hasn't been warding. Anyways, Ezreal overextends middle a lot, and then he gets just chain CC'd between Snare and the Jack in the Box. With Shaco's Jack in the Boxes, the best time to use them is if Maokai roots someone, if Lux roots someone, if Arsona catches someone in an ultimate, put them down because then it'll trigger as soon as that CC is done. Anyways, go farm lanes. If someone dies in the lane, just go farm it. Shaco is pretty farm dependent. He's not like a few other junglers that don't need farm to do well. Because a lot of junglers, you can play them kind of in a supportish role near the end. But not Shaco. Shaco needs farm. Be selfish with Shaco. All the buffs are good on him. Also, this game, there's not really anybody to give my blue away to. I could give it to Lux. It would be good on Lux, but I'm selfish. At least this game. Shaco's Jack in the Boxes, they also just buffed them recently and made them really strong for split pushing because towers used to always target Jack in the Boxes first, which was really annoying to say the least. And now they auto They don't auto-target Jack-in-the-Boxes anymore, but so the Jack-in-the-Boxes can put out some heavy DPS on towers. I don't actually level them first. I kind of level them in tandem with my E, though. Usually I'll get like 2 points of E, a point of Jack-in-the-Box, 2 points of E, point in Jack-in-the-Box, just because it's a really strong skill. So you can see that Shaco does buffs really, really fast. He's good at counter jungling, good at getting in the jungle and getting out. And right here is a good strategy. I know that Amumu is trying to go bottom to help out his team, so rather than go bottom and help immediately, I'm just going to zone him out of joining the fight that's going on bottom. Put some damage out on him, fear him, make sure that he's not going to leave. Go towards dragon. So now we get a free dragon because my team is able to clean up a dive bottom, and we zone the Amumu out. Shaco does jungle anything incredibly fast. That's why he's really, really dangerous early. He can get a fast dragon, and he can gank lanes over and over again. A strategy to use against Shaco, actually, is whenever you're laning down here or up here, try and stay near the top part of your lane, because Shaco's Deceive can't get from this bush to this bush until he gets Boots of Mobility. So he can't really stealth all the way to you if you're up here, which is always helpful. Plus, you can always look for his little the Q poof of smoke or whatever. That's one thing that's very indicative that you're about to get owned by Shaco. So anyways, the Ezreal kills my friend up here, and then I just deceive over the wall and kill him. You have to be really, really map aware with Shaco. Obviously, I was going for blue buff that time, but if you notice someone dying in lane, he's so mobile, that's why I get Boots of Mobility. He can just cover so much distance on the map in such little time. So anyways, this is getting into, I say so anyways a lot. I'm going to try and fix that. I apologize. Right here, what I'm trying to do is split push with Shaco, and this Amumu, I'm not sure what he's doing. Maybe he doesn't see me. He does now, certainly, but I guess with the perma-slow, there's no point, but he wastes his ult. He wouldn't have gotten away even with his ult, so he should have saved it. What I'm doing right now is the main strength that Shaco has. He can push a lane and solo pretty much anyone that comes to it if you play him right. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm setting up escape routes for myself, because Shaco can get away from almost anything if you play him right. So I put Jibs here just because if I am pushing this tower, what I want to do is be able to run back somewhere. So the casting gets really low. He's going to have to go back now, unless he has a ton of health potions. So now I go back to pushing my lane. Not only do these kind of serve as, if someone's chasing you, you can easily get away. They're going to fear them, and with Boots of Mobility, the fear will let the Boots of Mobility kick in, and there's no way they can catch me. Caston actually could probably catch me. So that's why I'm playing a little bit more cautious and not ramboing into the tower quite yet. But notice kind of where I place the Jibs. Right here, I'm putting them in this bush. This is actually a really good fight for me. I end up completely outplaying both of these people. So you can see I'm baiting them into this bush with a ton of Jibs, and I'm saving my Deceive too. So there the Amumu kind of, they don't know where I'm going, and then I use my ultimate to dodge Caston's slow right there. And I Deceive into the Amumu for the kill, and I micro my clone onto him to start attacking early, and I end up killing both of them. And that's why Shaco's so fun, because you can pull off stuff like this that just would make me rage. Makes a lot of people rage, actually. Shaco's fun. He's a fake troll. So anyways, again, put your Jibs down. They do a ton of damage to the tower. Again, I'm making a little bush here. You don't have to put them all there. I'm just doing this because I want to kind of bait people in there, and they're falling for it. So that's fun. It's awesome when people fall for giant Jib traps. Their health bar just turns red, and they're running around like chickens with their heads cut off. It's pretty awesome. Anyways, Shaco's ult is really, really good for tower pushing. In conjunction with its Jack-in-the-Boxes, you can down a tower so fast. So many numbers going off of it. 3 sources of damage just from me going onto the tower. So again, right here, I get caught off guard actually, and 4 people come to gank me, and I get destroyed. I get chain CC'd into oblivion, so that was my fault. I should have put more Jibs around. Probably should have staggered them instead of just in this bush. If I had put some over here, like I normally do, then I wouldn't have gotten ganked. So, moving on. I know I'm not really paying attention to my team this game, and I apologize for that. It is 5s, but mostly I just want to focus on Shaco, because I think more people should play him. He's awesome. Anyways, I know at this point I'm really, really strong. I can solo this Ezreal even though he has red buff, and red buff only makes him even tastier. So now I go back into their jungle. I ward their red. Ezreal's really, really, really dependent on getting red buff. Even though I play Shaco as a split pusher, I don't neglect team fights. I noticed that one's going on here, and like I said, Shaco's strength is in cleaning up. I move in and I try and find any of the low health people, and my friend finds the Caitlyn, and I end up killing her and stealing the blue buff. And then here, my ward notices Ezreal, and he's completely out of mana, and he gets red buff. So I chase after him. He actually doesn't know that I'm here at this point. Now he does. And the placement of the Jack-in-the-Box right there, plus the slow from 2-Shib and Phage, lets me just destroy him, which is awesome, and I get a red buff out of it. And now I return to Shaco's home, the split push top lane, or whatever lane's available. And this time I'm smarter. Notice I put a Jack-in-the-Box here. Now they can't gank me unless they come from over here, which is pretty unlikely, because I'm going to see them, because I have a ton of vision in their forest, jungle, place of trees. And the Caitlyn knows that I can solo her, so she gets out, and I'm just going to pressure this lane as hard as I can. Then the Malphite comes, and Shaco's so fun to juke with too. Just act like you're going to deceive in one direction and then go the other. And then I can track his progress thanks to my jibs. He gets feared once, and then I put 2 jibs right here. Gets feared twice. You can see I'm doing a ton of damage to him. And here I actually use my clone to kind of go out after I deceive, and I end up killing this Caitlyn. Almost killing her. I have to flash out. Right there I flash out, and I get lucky and my clone blocks the Caitlyn ultimate. I flash out right there because I know if a Mumu lands a bandage toss, I'm going to die immediately. But I get them really low. I get Caitlyn to below half, Malphite to half, and just that much, kind of fooling around with them in the jungle, lets my team get 2 kills instantly, and then there's 4 of them here, so they just clean up the remaining 3. And then I go back, and I've actually finished Triforce before I finish Youmuu's on Shaco. I'm really fed this game, so build order isn't really mattering to me, but my build order is normally Wriggles. I get boots of mobility earlier than I finish Wriggles usually, because Shaco benefits so much from it. And then after the Brutalizer, I finish Triforce, because it's amazing on Shaco, because his Q will proc the Sheen, he gets extra move speed, he gets an extra slow in addition to his 2-Shiv and passive on his E. And he also gets the benefit of extra attack speed, which is awesome. So here I pink ward Baron, and I tell my friend Nansona to come here and help me. Shaco can solo Baron pretty early. It's 25 minutes, obviously I'm ridiculously fed. But just with Sona's heal, I can solo Baron really quickly. And notice that I wait until I'm positive I can kill it with Smite, and then I burst it down, just in case, because they were clairvoyancing me and firing shit at me, and I thought they were going to try and steal it, but they were pretty far away and they weren't able to, so. Try and pull stuff like that when you're confident you can. And then right here, I tell my team, oh, if they run into my Jack-in-the-Box, we can fight this, because I saw there were only 2 of them. So I wait, actually. No, I don't. That's a lie. That's later. Anyways, the Malphite wastes his ult to get away and flash, and like I said, Shaco's amazing at chasing, and look at that damage. Did you see how I just crit for 619 because of the Sheen proc and stuff? So, 2 people pushing middle, I go back to top. It's always sad to see Sona miss an ult. I think it's one of the saddest ults to miss. Not in terms of skill, I mean it happens all the time, it's just, it's called crescendo and then nothing happens. Just the music plays. But anyways, push this, use the Shaco clone to tank it. Ward up their jungle. This is a really good place to put a ward because it gives you the 2 most frequent ways that people are going to come and try and gank top. The Ezreal dives the Lux again. I kill him. The Caitlyn's trying to run away, having some trouble talking tonight. I chase, but then I see a lot of people, and I'm like, oh, nope, just kidding, I'm gonna get out of there. So we try and take Dragon, it's down. Go ahead and head to their jungle. I should be putting more jibs down than I am, but one of his strengths again is putting jibs all over their jungle, as many places as you can, giving your team tons of vision. So I go up here to stop the Caston and continue my tirade top. Force his flash. Again, I'm keeping a close eye on middle and making sure that my team isn't going to get completely rolled with me not being there. And this is the mistake that I make. I don't see that my other friend is bottom on Vayne. So it's essentially 3v4 right here. And I should have left a little bit earlier to go help. They're able to do okay. They do what they should, and notice that they're baiting them away from the towers. And they actually end up getting some kills right here while I work on the inhibitor. But a lot of people back to go try and stop me. And the Ezreal I notice gets really low, even exhausts me, but I end up killing him. Dodging his shots with my ultimate. Flashing away because I want to save my deceive. Might have actually been down right there. So anyways, Lux comes up to help me, and notice that when she stuns I put the jib down right there. He gets feared, and notice that I keep it in between me and him because of I know it's going to block his bandage toss, and then I just crit him from behind and kill him. Try and utilize Shaco's passive too. But then he flashes over and kills me, making me very sad. Try and play up Shaco's passive too, because it increases his damage by 20, which is a ton. 20%, not just 20. So, anyways, I kind of, normally I would build something to make me a little bit tankier. Like, against this team, I might get a Hex Drinker, because it'd be good against Ezreal, Kassadin, and Mumu. But I'm really fed this game, and I want to have a little bit of fun, so I'm going for Infinity Edge, because it's going to let me destroy anybody 1v1. Especially because my my Shiv will hit, or my Deceive will hit anybody for about half their health. Anyways, we catch a Mumu out of position here, and I bait him into a jib again, and we destroy him. Shaco's all about controlling a certain part of their jungle, and really just wrecking shop in it, putting up a bunch of jibs, a bunch of vision, catching people off guard in it, because he's such a good 1v1 hero. He also excels at backdooring. Pushing, obviously, split pushing, but he's also really good at backdooring. So what I'm doing here is I'm waiting until I see a lot of them on the map, and then I see the Ezreal, and I see all of them here, and I tell my team to try and bait them away from their inhibitor, which I then go in and between my ultimate, my Jack-in-the-Boxes, I kill it really fast, and there's no way they can come and stop me unless they come from this way, because they're gonna have to walk through my 2 Jack-in-the-Boxes, and I would know well beforehand. So, again, I misjudge what's going on, and there are 2 people bottom, so middle gets wrecked. And I can't stop them because I'm low, and they're going to push all the way to the inhibitor. It's not bad, I mean, we trade inhibitors, so... And then I go in, and I just get destroyed, unfortunately. Thought I could at least kill the Ezreal to try and stop their push. But I couldn't, so... But then the Lux Laser finishes him off, and we end up cleaning up all of them. They make a mistake of staying too long. So, and then I think we push a little bit more, because there's a bunch of them down. We go ahead and get Baron. And then this kind of explain the importance of whenever you do Baron, click on Baron if you're the jungler, and watch its health bar. At level 18, I know that Smite does about 875 damage, I think, so I'm watching its health really closely, and I smite it as soon as I see that it gets to smiteable damage. And that was really close. The Malphite could have easily stolen that. So I get out of the fight. Shaco's all about darting in and out of the fight, kind of like Lee Sin in that sense. And then I tell my team to go back in on this because they're so low. And so I don't have my Deceive up, and I really want to kill this Caitlyn, so I just blow Flash to Shiver. And then that's pretty much game. We go ahead and kill the Kassadin too. I die. As Shaco, be prepared to die pretty frequently. So that's it was a pretty good game for Shaco. 19-6. He's really fun. I encourage you guys to go ahead and try him out. You always run the risk of trying him out in ranked. People are gonna be like, "Oh, Shaco's bad." He takes a lot of practice. I'll give you that. But go ahead and try him out if you're really into jungling. He's pretty awesome. So thanks for watching. Hopefully there's some more Shacos around. Love to see them. Thanks, guys.